Hello traders, and welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis, and this is my weekend report for week ending December 9th. And right now we are looking at the S&P 500. As you can see, we got this nice big green candle here for the week after a very modest pullback the week before. So we are clearly in the Santa Claus rally mode. I would expect that to continue for the next couple of weeks. Next thing we want to look at is commodities. Oil particularly. Let me find it here. There we go. Okay, now we had the big rally off of the news from OPEC a couple weeks ago, and this past week it pulled back a little bit, but we still finished above $51 a barrel, so I feel really positive on that, and I do feel that this thing is headed higher. Definitely more than a 50-50 chance at this point, so I will be positioning myself to take advantage of that. A target might be in this $60 area where you saw a lot of congestion up here, so that's something I will be watching for. The metals are not doing so well. Let's look at gold. Another miserable week for gold. What have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row gold is down. Silver is doing a little bit better, but it spiked up one day last week, but then it gave most of it back. So, you know, this doesn't look like it's a real strong move, and you could have something like you had right here again in silver. So I would stay away from the metals at the moment until they give us a different signal. Now let's look at our currencies, and the first thing I want to look at is year to date. If I can find it here. Yeah, I'm still looking for it. Give me a second. Oh, here's the one I wanted to show you. Okay, slide this over. Okay, this is a year-to-date of the currencies against the yen. And the yen had been the strongest currency for just about the entire year until this week. And we can see a strong Canadian dollar has surged ahead of the yen. It is now just under 1% ahead of the yen for the year. New Zealand has also nudged ahead of the yen for the year. Everybody else is still trailing the yen, especially the pound, as though the pound has closed that gap considerably over the last couple of weeks. Now we'll look at my strong week rankings, and we'll get to that here. There we go. Okay, slide that over a little bit. And as you can see, the CAD from the week before had a nice gain. The pound gave back a little bit, and everybody else pretty much held their ground. Not a whole lot of movement for the rest of the pack. Now let's look at some currencies themselves. Here we have the euro. And get it to the right spot there. Here we go. Okay, the euro US dollar, a weekly chart. You know, we've been in this trading range going on for almost 2 years, and we challenged the bottom of that trading range. It looked like we were going to have a nice move up, and then it reversed again. So this week we will again be challenging the bottom of this range. In the past, every time we've gotten here, we've had a nice big candle taking us back up. That did not happen this time. So maybe that's telling us that this range is ready to be broken to the downside. It's been pretty much drifting downward ever since we had this pin bar reversal at resistance back in April. So I will definitely be looking at that one. Moving on, we have the Aussie US dollar. This one I'm not doing anything with. I mean, 2 weeks in a row we've gone nowhere with it. There's no real signals here, so I'm leaving that one alone for now. US dollar, yen. Now this one has been a strong move. We're in our 5th week of an up move. I'm actually long in this one, and I don't see anything stopping at the moment. I mean, there should be some resistance up here above 120 into 125. That might be when it stalls out, but for right now, I think there's a pretty good chance we move up another 500 points in this one. Looking at what else did I want to look at? The Canadian dollar. Then here's one we need to look at. Let's look at it against the yen, since the yen has been so weak. As you can see, just like the U.S. dollar against the yen, this one's in a nice 5-week uptrend. This one probably has further to run than the U.S. dollar with the yen, so I'd be looking for this one to continue to move higher. There's no real, I mean, you could call this some resistance right here, but that's still quite a ways away yet. And if we can clear that 200-week moving average, then all bets are off on how high this thing might run. Other things to look at is the euro pound. Since the pound weakened a little bit, it did find support here. You know, we had these pullbacks here where we saw support, and then we're in that same area and we're seeing support again. So we'll just have to watch this one to see if this ends the pound's run. But it tried to spike up during the week, but then headed right back down. So I think it's still a coin toss of what will happen next week, but I'm kind of leaning to this thing, trying to maybe make another move downward from here, but we'll see. And that's pretty much what I got for you this week. You know, I think oil is the big play right now. The Canadian dollar is the play, and of course U.S. stocks are very strong right now. So that's where you want to be. And I will catch you all later.